Wave 3 News meteorologist Brian Good here with a quick update on Snow Talk. We got a lot to talk about tonight, and this will be one of several updates we're going to be doing as we head into tonight. All right, so here's the very latest. I'll start off with the stats because I want to put this in perspective when it comes to our first measurable snowfall, which we're expecting with this event. Normally we would not see that until the 7th of December. To give you an idea of how rare this is to see snow. In fact, if we get at least 1 inch of snow in Louisville, that will be our 10th earliest snowfall we've had in the city of Louisville in 140 years. Crazy stuff. All right, here's the latest look at the radar. We do have what you're seeing here, this area pink and the blue showing up. That is the snow. We are getting ground reports now of snow in Evansville all the way through Salem. So some truth to this now being verified on the radar. And I am noticing that it's starting to show up across areas of Oldham County, headed by 71 into Carrollton, but no reports yet. I haven't heard of anyone reporting sleet or snow. If you're in that area and you do see that, by all means, let us know. We're watching the wind direction. Notice at the top of the bar, it says winds north at 5 at Louisville International. Once they really kick in stronger out of the north and northeast, that's when we got to really worry about some cool air overwhelming the warm air and getting that warm air out of here, and that's when we start to see the changeover. But they're not strong enough yet at 5 miles per hour, but we expect that to increase as we head to this evening across areas along the Ohio River. But we'll keep an eye on the trends here. They are seeing this changeover about an hour to 2 hours ahead of schedule, what was expected in portions of Indiana. Doesn't mean it's necessarily going to continue that idea all the way into our area, but it does, at least for them, indicate the dynamic cooling really kicking in this area here of Indiana. I've seen this many times happen that way, and then it just takes forever to get further south than that, and we very well could see that be tonight. So got to take this hour by hour, not react to what's all happening there to our west. I do want to show you the alerts that are in effect at the moment. Turn off the radar so you can see them. Winter storm warning in that pink shaded area includes all of our southern Indiana counties all the way through Cincinnati. Winter weather advisories to the south and to the north. Why such a small area in Indiana? Because the models are very consistent on the idea there's going to be a very narrow band of banding of snowfall where it can come down an inch an hour. That will take place after midnight tonight. And how that develops and how it acts as far as its movement is key in determining who gets under that heavier band. And right now, the best guess, you've seen it if you're paying attention to all the models we've been sending out lately. There's, first it was shown over here, and actually originally it was way down in southern Kentucky. And then last night it was trending toward areas of south of Louisville, and then around midnight last night it was lining along the river, and then today it's been aiming itself more just north of the river. And that's been the trend, is shifting it northbound, and that's what we got to watch. But it's not a sure thing. These are just model interpretations. We got to watch the radar trends carefully for where that heavier band will set up. So, I wouldn't be surprised to see if these get adjusted somewhat as far as the counties that are included in these alerts taking place. Let me show a radar view of the setup that we have here, and you can see the energy that's moving out of Texas into areas of Alabama and Georgia. This is going to be the main surface low. We also have energy that's diving down across the north that is helping to create an arc of energy. It's going to round the base of this trough and then arc itself right into Ohio. It's that arcing, that surge of energy that's going to take place late tonight. There'll be that heavy snow band. We'll see it develop in the radar, and it's going to arc itself and turn right north into areas of Ohio. Anywhere along that path, when that energy pivots around the Ohio Valley, we'll pick up the heaviest snow amounts. And it could be in that 4 to 6 inch range. Can't rule that out. But the angle of which it pivots is important. Is it going to take a sharp angle and go north of us? Is it going to go right along Louisville and then turn north? Or is it going to go to our south and then turn north? And that's what we got to figure out tonight. So that pivoting arc here, that banding of snow that'll develop later tonight, it's going to be fascinating to see what happens on the radar when it gets going. Should note too, by the way, severe weather to the south, even got a tornado warning in areas of Mississippi. Now here's the high-res RUC model that we used. A lot of you know it as the HRRR model, the HRRR. We are going to be tracking this model as we head into the next several hours. It updates every hour, and we are keeping an eye on it. It does seem to have the best handle so far in the temperature profile, as well as what's happening with the radar trends. Now, it does not tell you where there's rain and snow on this particular radar that we are showing you, so I'll have to just let you know where that will likely take place. As we head through tonight, let me take it to about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Okay, here we go, 11 o'clock tonight. At this point, where you've seen that yellow shaded area, I think that's where we're going to start to get quite a bit of sleet being reported. Cincinnati down through the I-71 corridor, right across the river in Indiana, down to Breckinridge County. I fully expect to see some sleet, maybe some snow, but sleet certainly in that zone, and then moderate snow to occasionally heavy developing on the north of that. Salem, North Vernon, and north of Corden. Then I'm going to take you all the way through about 1 o'clock. Again, very slow progression of that sleep band as it tracks across areas in northern Kentucky. Snow continues to accumulate in areas of southern Indiana at 1 o'clock. Then we'll keep on going till 4:30, and this is as far as I can show you at this point. At that point, I expect at 4:30, most of the sleet, any type of mixture activity should be south and east of Jefferson County. We should be, in this point, a moderate snowfall with temperatures very critical at 32. Now, at that point, 32, bridges and overpasses a concern, side roads a concern, main roads, if they're treated, mainly wet. The exception being outlying areas, and it's certainly in Indiana where you're colder, it could be a mess for early Monday. So having all that into mind, here's my thinking now, and I will adjust this map as we get data and how things evolve. There's that heavy snow band. Again, I'm placing it north of Louisville, and then I think there'll be a second surge that'll kick up around Cincinnati and move into Ohio as that energy pivots around and tracks to our north. And I think we'll be very close to that band here across the counties to touch the Ohio River, and again, just north of that band. That's where I got a 2 to 4 inch listing. And then a general 1 to 2. Some of this here, by the way, will be in the afternoon, midday and afternoon hours. You'll get some of that to accumulate closer to that 1 to 2 inch mark, and then lighter amounts the further south and east you go. But we got to watch this. I think in general, overall, everybody's going to be 1 to 2 is a pretty good bet over a good chunk of our area. 1 to 2, fairly confident on that. Once you get anything heavier than that, it'll just depend on how close you are to this heavy band that develops. I mean, it's going to be narrow. I mean, it can only be a half a county, if not a county wide. And to forecast something that small in scale in advance, trust me, it's not easy to do. Even with the best models we have, they're not going to be exactly right. And so we got to do our best, just what we call nowcasting. Take this hour by hour and narrow it down. All right, so that's the latest right now. Right now we are still 39 rain here in Louisville. More updates coming up on social media. You can hashtag us as well, Wave 3 Snow, as we have this evening. Of course, we have a newscast after football coming up tonight. See you shortly.